The Digital Scene Show is sponsored by Light Panels, makers of the world-renowned Emmy Award-winning green-friendly LED lighting systems. Check them out at lightpanels.com. Welcome to the Digital Scene here at Adobe Max 2009.
Thank you very much.
You're Mads with
Little Big Ideas.
Little Big Ideas. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your Little Big Ideas are?
All right. Little Big Ideas is a mobile development company based in Copenhagen, Denmark. We do flashlight-based work and have been doing that for the last 3 or 4 years. And are here invited by Nokia and the Open Screen Fund to present some of the cases that we've done with them.
Right, you guys are with the Open Screen Project, right?
Yes.
You got funded by them?
Yes, we did.
Yep. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about your project. It's got something to do with social networking and location, right?
Yes. One of our projects is called My Festival application, and it's a social location application centering around a large music festival in Denmark called the Roskilde Festival, which is the largest in Europe. Has more than 100,000 people involved. And we did a map-based application where you can share your points of interest, you can share your location with your own friends. To do this, we built a custom-made social network tailor-made for the event, and actually had quite a few people sign up for that.
So this is kind of like Facebook meets GPS?
You could say that, but it's more than that actually. It's more real time than Facebook. It's more like Twitter meets GPS.
Okay, all right.
It's not as deep as Facebook. It's more you share your location, you share your status message, and that's pretty much it. Because you're in an environment where a lot of things happen, and you're busy having a good time and listening to a lot of music. So it's not as immersive as a Facebook application would be, but it's more like Twitter meets GPS.
Sure. So do you see this sort of as the future of social networking? It seems like a lot of people that buzz around here at Adobe Max is location-based social networking. Is this the future? Do you see one day where not only will you be able to befriend a person on Facebook, but you'll know exactly where they're at, and if they're close to you, maybe you can hook up with them, or...
Exactly, yeah. That's the way all the trends are going right at this moment. And it's quite logical, actually. People want relevant services they can use themselves. We've seen Nokia launch their Ovi platform, which is entirely social location based, lets you share your life with your friends. This is the way of the future, no doubt.
Sure. Now, is Flash the way of the future for mobile development? I mean, you've got phones like, for example, the iPhone, right? They don't support Flash.
Well,
they don't support Flash plain.
No, that's true. They don't support Flash in the browser.
In the browser, right.
But as we've heard at
right.
Max, they are starting to support Flash in applications.
But they create ultimately an iPhone application.
iPhone application,
right.
That's true. I see Flash as one of the ways of the future. I don't see a monopoly coming out. We'll have a host of platforms, and I think that's the way it's always going to be.
Sure.
We have Java developers, we have Flash developers, we have HTML developers, we have widget developers, we have iPhone developers, we have Android developers, and I mean, there's a room for everyone.
But from the developer's perspective, right, that's a nightmare because
yes.
You want to code and have your application in as many devices as possible,
yes.
but you really, in reality, you can't do that.
That's true, and that's actually that's one of the big strengths of Flash
right.
At the moment. Only HTML is actually more universal than
sure.
Flash.
Sure.
We repurpose our stuff for 4 or 5 different mobile platforms on a regular basis, and the cost in time and money of targeting additional platform is minimal. So that's a big strength of Flash, and it also lets you reuse assets from, for instance, your website or or from AI applications. And
Sure.
So the whole ecosystem around Flash is very strong.
Now, this may not be the thing to ask at Adobe Max, but I'm going to ask anyway. What's your thought on Silverlight? And now I don't want to get hit by anybody here.
Well,
I mean, for mobile development.
Yeah, you won't be hit by me. For me, Silverlight is it hasn't really taken off.
Right.
And at the moment, I don't see a big market for Silverlight applications. I'm sure that Microsoft at some point will beef up. I guess they've been busy doing Windows 7 the previous year or so. But they've managed to get some good projects on the desktop side. I mean,
sure.
Some people may know a few magazines who did websites done in Silverlight.
Well, the Olympics, right?
Exactly. And beautiful stuff, very good. And from the user's perspective, who cares?
That's right, that's right. Ultimately, it's the experience.
Yeah. But from a developer standpoint, Silverlight is not a viable option right at this moment. I don't see that. Yeah.
Excellent, Matt. It was very good to meet you. If people want to find out more about you or your company,
well, they can find us at our website is lbi.dk, and we are Little Big Ideas. And feel free to get in touch.
Excellent, Matt. Good to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you.